Ready to peek into the future of online income?
Sounds fascinating.
We're diving deep into an episode from the Everyday Infinity podcast, and it's packed with insights.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. You won't find this just anywhere. We're talking AI, how it's like this secret weapon for creators, and then the wild ways e-commerce is changing,
Right.
and even how the gig economy is expanding globally.
The sheer speed of it all is fascinating.
Yeah.
It really gives a glimpse into what's next, what the next few years might hold.
So let's start with the AI revolution.
Okay.
This episode blew my mind. How AI is changing the game for everyone, writers to designers.
Right.
They highlighted a case study, a freelance writer used ChatGPT to increase their output by 30%.
Wow.
That meant more clients and way more income.
It's not just speed, though.
Yeah.
The podcast also talked about some under-the-radar AI tools that are making things easier for creators.
Oh, interesting.
Like AI VA, it's composing original music.
Really?
While DALL-E is generating these incredible visuals, imagine the possibilities.
It's like AI is giving everyone superpowers.
Yes.
And that leads to a whole new level of income potential.
Exactly.
Think about it. If you can produce high-quality content faster and easier, you can take on more projects, reach a wider audience, ultimately earn more.
Exactly. And the podcast emphasized how AI frees up time
Yeah.
for creators to focus on the bigger picture. Things like strategy, marketing, really connecting with their audience.
Okay, so we've got AI revolutionizing content creation.
Yes.
Now let's talk about how this AI wave is transforming the way we buy and sell online, starting with e-commerce.
So the podcast talked about how AI is being used to create personalized online shopping experiences. Like imagine getting recommendations based on your unique browsing habits. It's like having a personal shopper built right into the website.
That's wild. And it makes sense. The more a business understands your preferences, the better they can cater to your needs. Ultimately, the more likely you are to buy.
Right. They actually shared a case study
Uh-huh.
where an e-commerce store, using this AI-powered personalization,
Yeah.
saw a 20% increase in sales.
Wow. 20%. That's huge. And here's where it gets really interesting. The rise of social commerce.
Yes.
We're talking about platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube becoming full-blown marketplaces. You can literally buy stuff right there in the app.
It's a natural evolution, really, considering how much influence social media has on what we buy.
Right.
And the podcast argued that this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
As social commerce features become more sophisticated, we'll see a massive shift in how we shop online.
So you're telling me I can scroll through my feed and buy that cool gadget I just saw someone using?
Yeah.
All without leaving the app.
Exactly.
That's both dangerous and amazing.
Exactly. And for creators and businesses, it's a game changer. They can connect directly with their audience and sell products without having to send them to a separate website. It's all about streamlining the process and creating a seamless experience.
Okay, so we've got AI-powered personalization and social commerce changing the face of e-commerce. But the podcast also talked about something else that's making it easier than ever to start an online store: drop shipping and print on demand.
Right. These models let you sell products without actually having to hold any inventory. The supplier takes care of all the storage and shipping, which drastically lowers the barrier to entry for aspiring entrepreneurs.
So I could basically design a t-shirt, like with a witty slogan,
Yes.
listed on my online store. And when someone buys it, the supplier prints it and ships it directly to the customer.
Exactly.
I don't have to deal with boxes or shipping labels or any of that.
The Everyday Infinity episode gave an example of a stay-at-home mom who started a successful print-on-demand business selling personalized baby clothes. She designs the artwork, lists the products on her website, and the supplier handles the rest.
That's incredible. It really does feel like anyone with an idea and the willingness to learn can tap into these online income opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of opportunities,
Yeah.
the world of digital products and online courses is exploding right now.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? People are always looking for ways to learn new skills
Right.
or improve existing ones. And with online courses, you can learn from anywhere at your own pace.
The podcast actually interviewed a former lawyer
Oh, wow.
who quit her job to teach online cooking classes. She now earns more than she ever did at her law firm.
Okay, that's officially on my vision board. Teaching people how to make the perfect sourdough all from my kitchen
Amazing.
in my pajamas. Now, that's the dream.
Right.
But seriously, it's amazing how digital products and online courses can create these incredible income streams, often with very little upfront investment.
Right. The scalability is what's so powerful. You create a digital product or a course once, and you can sell it over and over again.
It's like the gift that keeps on giving. But what about people who aren't necessarily creators or entrepreneurs? Does the future of online income have anything to offer them?
Absolutely. The gig economy is booming with platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, even TaskRabbit, connecting people with freelance opportunities across a wide range of skills.
So whether you're a writer or a graphic designer,
Yes.
a virtual assistant, or even someone who can assemble furniture, there's a gig out there for you.
Exactly. And thanks to the rise of remote work, these opportunities are no longer limited by location. You can work from anywhere in the world, which is opening up a whole new world of possibilities for people seeking flexible and location-independent income streams.
It's truly a global marketplace for talent.
Yes.
But with all this talk about freelancing and the gig economy, I'm curious, what about the future of traditional jobs? Are we all destined to become solopreneurs?
That's a great question. The podcast discussed how the lines are becoming increasingly blurred
Okay.
between traditional employment and freelance work.
So we're not necessarily talking about everyone quitting their 9 to 5 and going fully freelance.
Right. It's more about a shift in mindset
Yeah.
and a willingness to embrace a portfolio approach to income generation. This could involve having a traditional job while also freelancing on the side,
See?
or even transitioning to a more project-based career path within a company.
It's about recognizing that the future of work is fluid
Yes.
and adaptable, and that individuals need to be prepared to embrace new models and opportunities as they arise.
Exactly. And speaking of new models,
Yes.
let's talk about the creator economy. The Everyday Infinity podcast painted a fascinating picture of how influencers, YouTubers, podcasters, and bloggers are building successful businesses online.
It's incredible to see how creators are leveraging their platforms
Right.
to build communities, share their passions,
Yeah.
and connect with audiences on a global scale.
Right. And the podcast highlighted how the creator economy is moving beyond traditional advertising models,
Interesting.
with platforms like Patreon, Substack, allowing creators to earn income directly from their fans through subscriptions.
So instead of relying solely on ads or brand deals, creators are building sustainable income streams by offering exclusive content, behind-the-scenes access, a deeper level of engagement with their most loyal followers.
Exactly. It's a win-win for both creators and their fans. Creators get to focus on creating the content they love without being beholden to advertisers. And fans get to support the creators they believe in and enjoy a more personalized and interactive experience.
It's a really exciting shift in the media landscape,
It is.
empowering creators to be more independent and giving fans a more direct connection with the content they consume.
And let's not forget about NFTs,
Yes.
or non-fungible tokens, which are shaking things up for digital creators.
NFTs are still a relatively new concept, but they're already changing the game for artists, musicians, writers, and other creators by allowing them to sell their work as unique digital assets, often directly to collectors, without intermediaries.
The Everyday Infinity episode featured an interview with a digital artist who sold an NFT of her work for tens of thousands of dollars. She talked about how NFTs are giving creators more control over their work and allowing them to connect directly with their fans in a whole new way.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It feels like NFTs have the potential to democratize the art world
Yes.
and create new income opportunities for creators who might not have access to traditional galleries or marketplaces.
Right. And as blockchain technology becomes more mainstream, we can expect to see even more innovative applications of NFTs in the creator economy and beyond.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
From the AI revolution to e-commerce, digital products, the gig economy, and the creator economy, it's clear that the future of online income is full of possibilities.
It really is an exciting time to be exploring these opportunities. But before we get too carried away with all the amazing possibilities, it's important to take a step back and consider the potential challenges and ethical considerations that come with navigating this rapidly evolving online world. And that's exactly what we'll be diving into in part 2 of our deep dive.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the future of online income.
It's exciting stuff.
In part 1, we explored the major trends shaping the online world,
Right.
from AI to e-commerce, the creator economy, and the gig economy.
So many possibilities.
The Everyday Infinity episode really painted this vivid picture of what's possible. But now let's get practical.
Okay.
What are some tangible steps people can take to leverage these trends and actually start building their own online income streams?
That's a great question. I think the first step is to really take stock of your own skills, your passions, your interests.
I like that.
What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? What unique knowledge or expertise do you have that you could share with the world?
I love that. It's all about self-discovery.
Yes.
And sometimes it's about looking at your existing skills in a new light. Like, for example, maybe you're amazing at organizing and planning events in your personal life.
Yeah.
Could you translate those skills into becoming a virtual assistant?
Absolutely.
Or a project manager for online businesses?
Exactly. Or maybe you're a whiz in the kitchen and have a knack for explaining recipes in a way that makes even the most novice cook feel confident.
Right.
Could you create online cooking courses or start a food blog or YouTube channel?
So many possibilities.
Endless.
But how do you go from having an idea to actually making it a reality?
Yeah, that's the key question.
The Everyday Infinity episode talked about building an online presence.
Right.
What does that look like in practice?
Well, it can take many forms. It could be as simple as creating profiles on social media, starting a blog or a podcast, or even launching your own website.
Yeah.
The key is to have a platform where you can showcase your skills, share your knowledge, and connect with your target audience.
It's like building your own virtual storefront.
Exactly.
But then how do you get people to find your storefront?
That's the challenge.
The online world is so crowded. How do you stand out and attract an audience?
The podcast emphasized niching down. It's not enough to just say, I'm a writer or I'm a coach. Right. You need to be more specific. What kind of writing do you specialize in? What type of coaching do you offer? What unique perspective or expertise do you bring?
So instead of trying to be everything to everyone, you need to focus on becoming the go-to expert in a specific area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By niching down, you can target your marketing efforts more effectively and attract an audience that's genuinely interested in what you offer.
And once you have that niche and you're starting to build an audience, how do you actually start generating income?
There are so many different monetization models.
I bet.
It really depends on your niche, your audience, your goals. Some popular options include affiliate marketing, sponsored content, selling digital products or courses, offering coaching or consulting services, or even launching your own e-commerce store.
It's almost like you need a separate deep dive just on monetization strategies.
We could do a whole series on that.
But one thing that really stuck with me from the Everyday Infinity episode was using AI to not only create content, but also to automate tasks and streamline your workflow.
Yes, AI can be a game changer for efficiency and productivity.
Absolutely.
The podcast gave an example of a social media manager who used AI to schedule posts, track analytics, and even generate content ideas.
Wow.
Which freed up so much time to focus on more strategic tasks.
So AI isn't just about replacing human jobs. It's about augmenting our capabilities.
Exactly.
Helping us work smarter, not harder.
It's about leveraging technology to our advantage.
Now let's talk specifically about e-commerce.
Okay.
What are some key things to keep in mind if you're thinking about starting an online store?
Well, first and foremost, you need to choose the right platform for your business. There are so many different options available, like Shopify, Etsy, Amazon.
Right.
Each platform has its own strengths and weaknesses, so it's important to do your research and select the one that best aligns with your products, your target audience, and your overall business goals.
And once you have your platform set up, what are some of the key things to focus on to attract customers and drive sales?
The Everyday Infinity episode highlighted the importance of high-quality product photography, compelling product descriptions, and a user-friendly website design.
It's all about first impressions.
Remember, in the online world, you only have a few seconds to make a good first impression.
So it's all about creating an experience that's visually appealing.
Yes.
Informative and easy to navigate.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of social proof.
Oh, that's a good point.
Customer reviews, testimonials, and social media engagement can make a huge difference in building trust and credibility.
Okay, so we've got e-commerce covered.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears and talk about digital products and online courses.
Okay.
This is an area that seems to be exploding in popularity.
It is, and for good reason. Digital products and courses offer incredible scalability and flexibility.
Yeah.
You create the product once, and you can sell it to an unlimited number of people without having to worry about physical inventory or shipping costs.
Yeah. But how do you actually create a digital product or course that people will want to buy?
Right.
What are some of the key ingredients for success?
The Everyday Infinity episode emphasized solving a specific problem.
Okay.
for your target audience.
Makes sense.
What pain points are they experiencing? What knowledge or skills do they need to acquire? How can your product or course help them achieve their goals?
So it's not just about creating something you're passionate about.
Right.
It's about making sure it actually meets a need in the market.
Exactly. And once you have a great product or course, you need to market it effectively.
Yep.
This could involve using social media, email marketing, content marketing, or even paid advertising.
Good.
The key is to get your message in front of the right people.
Now let's talk about the gig economy. This is an area that's becoming increasingly popular, especially with the rise of remote work.
Definitely.
But what are some of the challenges and considerations for people who are thinking about freelancing or taking on gig work?
One of the biggest challenges is finding a steady stream of clients and projects.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It can be a competitive market, so it's important to differentiate yourself and build a strong online presence that showcases your skills and experience.
So how do you do that?
The Everyday Infinity episode actually recommended creating a portfolio website.
Okay.
Or a profile on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr where you can list your services,
Yeah.
showcase your work, and connect with potential clients.
And what about networking?
Networking is crucial. It's also important to network and build relationships with other professionals in your field.
Good point.
Attend online events, join industry groups, and reach out to people in your network to let them know about your services.
Right.
You never know where your next client might come from.
And once you land a gig, what are some tips for ensuring success and building a good reputation as a freelancer?
Communication is key.
Makes sense?
Make sure you're clear about your scope of work, your deadlines, and your rates. Stay in regular contact with your clients. Provide updates on your progress and be responsive to their questions and concerns.
It sounds like building strong client relationships is just as important in the gig economy as it is in any other business.
Absolutely. And remember, your reputation is everything. Deliver high-quality work,
Yeah.
meet your deadlines, and go the extra mile to exceed your clients' expectations. Positive reviews and testimonials can go a long way in attracting new clients and building a thriving freelance business.
Okay, we've talked about e-commerce digital products, the gig economy. Now let's circle back to the creator economy.
Okay.
What are some specific things creators can do to build a loyal following and monetize their content?
The Everyday Infinity episode highlighted consistency and authenticity.
I like that.
Post regularly, engage with your followers, and create content that's true to your voice and your brand.
Right.
Don't try to be someone you're not. People can spot a fake a mile away.
So it's not just about creating great content, it's about building genuine connections with your audience.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment.
With different monetization models. We talked about Patreon and Substack earlier.
Right.
But there are also options like affiliate marketing sponsored content, selling merchandise, and even launching your own online courses.
It's about finding the right mix of monetization strategies that work for you and your audience.
Exactly.
But with all these different options and platforms, it can feel overwhelming.
It can be a lot.
Where do you even begin?
Start with your passions.
Okay.
What are you truly excited to share with the world? What kind of content do you enjoy creating?
Yeah.
Once you have a clear sense of your niche and your target audience, you can start exploring the platforms and monetization models that make the most sense for you.
What if you get stuck?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. There are so many resources available online, from blog posts and articles to YouTube videos and online courses.
Yeah, really are.
There are also countless communities and groups where you can connect with other creators and entrepreneurs who are on the same journey. It's all about finding your tribe and surrounding yourself with people who support your vision and inspire you to grow.
I love that. We've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the big picture trends to practical strategies and even some of the challenges and considerations. But there's one crucial aspect we haven't touched on yet.
Yeah.
The ethical side of online income. That's what we'll be exploring in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
So stay tuned for part 3, where we'll delve into the importance of integrity, responsibility, and sustainability in the online world.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the future of online income.
It's been quite a journey.
We've explored the trends, the strategies, the possibilities. It's all pretty exciting, right?
It is, but as with any rapidly evolving landscape, there are some important things to consider, things that maybe aren't as glamorous as launching a viral TikTok or selling out your online course,
Right.
but are absolutely crucial for long-term success.
Okay, you've got my attention. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the ethical side of online income.
Yeah, integrity, responsibility, and making sure that what we're building aligns with our values.
Yeah.
The Everyday Infinity podcast touched on this, and it's something I think we need to unpack further.
You're right. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget about the bigger picture. So let's break it down. What are some of the key ethical considerations for anyone venturing into the online world?
One of the most pressing issues is data privacy.
Okay.
We're generating so much data online, our browsing habits, our purchases, our interactions,
Yeah.
and it's crucial to be mindful of how that data is being collected, used, and protected.
That's something I hadn't really thought much about before.
It's easy to overlook.
But you're right. It's important to be aware of the digital footprint we're leaving behind and to be selective about the companies and platforms we trust with our information.
Absolutely. And as creators and entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
we have a responsibility to be transparent with our audience about how we're using their data.
Transparency.
It's about building trust and respecting their privacy. Transparency seems to be a recurring theme here.
It is.
And it makes sense in the online world where everything is so visible and easily shared. Authenticity is more important than ever.
Couldn't agree more. People can spot a fake from a mile away.
Yeah.
It's crucial to be genuine in your interactions, honest in your marketing, and upfront about your affiliations and sponsorships.
It's about building a brand based on integrity, not hyper-deception.
Right. And that brings us to another important consideration.
Okay.
Responsible content creation.
Interesting.
The content we create and share online has the power to influence others,
Of course.
shape perceptions, and even impact real-world events.
So we need to be mindful of the messages we're sending and the potential consequences of our words and actions.
Exactly. It's about promoting accuracy, fairness, and balance in our reporting, avoiding harmful stereotypes, and being sensitive to diverse perspectives.
It's about using our platforms for good.
It's about using our platforms to elevate voices, share valuable information, and inspire positive change.
It's about realizing that our influence comes with responsibility.
Precisely. And that responsibility extends to our business practices as well.
Okay.
Are we paying fair wages? Are we sourcing products ethically? Are we minimizing our environmental impact?
It's about thinking beyond profit
Yes.
and considering the wider social and environmental impact of our work.
It's about building businesses that are both profitable and sustainable businesses that create value for ourselves, for our customers, and for the world around us.
Okay, so we've talked about data privacy, authenticity, responsible content creation, ethical business practices. What else should we be mindful of as we navigate the online income landscape?
The Everyday Infinity podcast highlighted the importance of avoiding get-rich-quick schemes.
Oh, yeah.
And being wary of anyone promising easy money.
The internet is full of those.
It's easy to get lured in by flashy promises and unrealistic expectations.
But the truth is,
Building a sustainable online income stream takes time, effort, and willingness to learn and adapt.
there are no shortcuts.
There are no shortcuts to success.
And speaking of time and effort, it's easy to get caught up in the 204/7 hustle of the online world
Definitely.
and burn ourselves out.
It's a real risk.
The podcast talked about the importance of setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and taking breaks when needed.
It's so crucial. Sustainability is key. We need to pace ourselves, take care of our mental and physical health, and create a work-life balance that allows us to thrive both personally and professionally.
So it's not just about building a business, it's about building a life.
A life that's fulfilling, balanced, and aligned with our values.
And it's about recognizing that the online world is constantly evolving.
Always changing.
The works today might not work tomorrow.
Right.
We need to stay adaptable, embrace continuous learning, and be willing to pivot our strategies as needed.
It's about embracing the journey, the challenges, and the opportunities for growth.
It's about being open to new ideas, new technologies, and new ways of doing things.
And it's about remembering that we're not in this alone.
We're all in this together.
There are so many incredible communities, resources, and mentors available to support us on our journey.
It's amazing.
So let's connect, collaborate, and learn from each other.
Yeah.
Let's share our knowledge, our experiences, and our insights.
Let's build a more equitable, sustainable, and ethically responsible online world together.
What a great way to sum it up.
That's a powerful message. To end on the future of online income is bright. But it's up to us to shape it in a way that benefits both ourselves and the world around us.
It's in our hands.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it's inspired you to think differently about the possibilities and to approach your online endeavors with a sense of purpose, integrity, and a commitment to creating positive change.
It's been a pleasure diving into this with you. Remember, the future is what we make it.
So let's go out there and make it amazing.